Hello and welcome. Today I want to share the new version of the object proof system that I made to replace the old one. So I'll start showing the what's new here. Well, to start, I'm using Guids now. The reason why I'm using Guids is because now you can be more in control about the object pool that you're using, and also if you have duplicate areas that you want to use the same object but in different pools, you can use that. Uh, in the old version, I was using um, type, so I couldn't make it like use the same pool on different objects. So that caused some errors and problems that the Guid solved it. Um, and I also removed the generic here because there's doesn't make more sense to use the generic object since the pool is about objects. That's why I'm using here. And I also just decrease the default pool size, but that's trivial. And I also in the pullable object remove the pullable object instance. Now it's about the game object instance ID. I'm using to the pullable objects dictionary. So when they return, I'm using the game object instance ID, not the bullet instance ID anymore. Because uh, every I was there was a need to set the pullable object instance every time that you allocate a new one, so I just removed that. And I just added this method here just to help to initialize the pullable object component, just to check if you already added to the prefab, else add a new one just to avoid errors. And I just add some new parameters here, just default parent or some. But basically, in the object pool class, that's it. I also removed the scene clean here. There was a pool dictionary clear here on once you unloaded the scene. I removed that because it really depends on the project that you're using this system. So of course you can change that. You can clear this whenever you want. That's why I removed it and just left all the base here. So you also can extend this. And that's basically it. The plug object class here, I just removed the bullet instance. There was no need anymore. And now I'm returning this so I can use the game object. There doesn't matter because it's in the same object, so it's just returning this once the game object gets disabled. And that's basically it. The major change here is the use of Guid. So I'll show here how one example on how to use this. Um, Here I got the cube prefab, the default pool size, and the method to preallocate and to call the pool object. Of course, you don't need to every time use this default pool size to allocate a new one, but if you don't need more objects than 10, or you need a lot of objects, like 70, 50 objects, uh, it is good to allocate uh, um, the, the amount of you need to avoid allocating objects at runtime, instantiating them. But of course, you can remove this. So I'll just click play here and show how it's currently working. So the object pool example here has the default pool size of 4. I can enable them on the update. If I press the space, I pull the object giving as a parameter the Guid right here and the object template, because if there is no pool registered in this object template, in this Guid actually, I register a new one like this, and then I just set to active. And if there's no object in the queue, I just allocate a new one like this. And if I disable this one here, you can see that they go back to the queue and are reuse it. And new ones are associated. And like I said, you can remove this. The parameters here are just the pool width that you'll be using, the object template, the default parent, and the default pool size. But you can remove this, compile, and if you press play, it will allocate the using the default pool size variable. Uh, yeah, I I forgot that I'm not calling it. I just need to press on the update. So if I try to instantiate a new object, there's no pool registered. So what will happen is it will register a new pool, and after that, it will retrieve the pulled object in this pool. So if I just press this space, it will allocate the objects here, and the retrieved one will be set to active. All right, and here's the component. And this is if you have objects that you want to use on a separate pool. So if I duplicate uh, this one and press this, it will be on a different pool. See, allocated more objects. But if you have uh, the same object but want to use on the same pool, you can use static, and then it will reuse the same grid to get the same pool objects. And press play again. Press space. It's allocated here, but if I duplicate this one and press space again, you can see that it's using the same pool. Right. So that's how you can do to use widths um, to create the pools for your object. So first, this can be a component as well. Doesn't need to be game object. It can be a bullet, enemy, or anything that you want to also initialize to after you allocate it. But here in this example, I'm using GameObject, and that's basically it. This is how you can use this new object pool solution. Here's the prefab. As you can see, there's the poolable object component, but I can also remove. Say that you forgot to add this, and you also want to use this object, but you forgot to add the pullable component. You can still use because it will add. Alright. The PF prefix here is for prefab. This works for 3D. 2D is it's about objects. Alright. And yeah, that's it. Major change here, like I said, it's Guid, and I think it's way better now than before, like the event bus. But yeah, I'll be uploading this to the GitHub, and you can download from there and use in your projects. All right. So yeah, that's it. That's it for this video and object pool. And I'll see you in the next one.